API Mixtape Volume 3. Woo! Let's go.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to API Mixtape Volume 3. Woo! My name is Pat, and I will be your MC for today.
All right, and my name is Greg. I am the founder of ReadMe.
So Greg, for those of us who have never been to an API Mixtape, why is it called API Mixtape?
Glad you asked. Okay, so this is the third one we're doing. We're calling it API Mixtape Volume 3. We did 2 before COVID. This is our first one in a few years. But the reason we call it API Mixtape is because if you remember those cassettes they used to have back in the day where you put a bunch of different songs for something special or an event or something like that. And what you ended up with was you put a bunch of stuff together and it ended up being better than the sum of the parts. And to me, it's kind of what APIs, when they're at their best, are. You take a bunch of disparate APIs and combine them in new, interesting ways and build an app, website, something else that no one's ever seen before. So I thought it was a really good excuse to bring everyone together and call it a good mixtape.
Cool, it makes a ton of sense. So a mixtape is a metaphor for APIs.
That's what we're going with.
And does that also mean that there's going to be room for musical interludes?
We can do one, if you'd like.
Yeah, well, you know, we have our pianist Hash back there. And, you know, I have a bit of a musical background myself.
Right? Oh, I know.
In fact, I've written a number of songs that I think the audience is really, really going to like.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, all right, Hash, hit it. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my endpoint, so call it maybe. Huh, get it? It's like,
Okay.
call the endpoint. It's a pun.
Not bad. Okay, so now there's a time years and years ago where if you said that you worked at an API, you're probably an engineer, you're probably writing code. But that's completely changed these days. Now, most people working on APIs aren't writing code. There's so many things that go into making an API successful. So the goal of this conference is to honor everyone. People who write the code, people who do marketing, sales, support, anything like that. There's so much that goes into making a great API these days. And we also have built some tools. So a little bit later on in the conference, we're going to talk about some new things we're doing and building. And we want to build tools for all kinds of people working on APIs, not just the people who are writing code. So I started ReadMe with one premise. And that premise was that APIs should be simple. And they're not really. When you explain what an API is, it seems really simple. It's basically a URL. You send it some data, and you get structured data back. However, as everyone here knows, it's not really that simple. You have to find your API key and figure out how to authenticate. APIs have been existing for decades, and there's still no standardized way to send an API key. Then there's data. You have different formats. You have body params, query params, path params, form data, headers, cookies, tons of different things.
Yeah, I get it. I think we all get it here, right? And I think what you're trying to say, Greg, is that maybe APIs are a little complicated.
All right.
Hit it, Hash. Why they have to make API so complicated? I see the way you're trying to make your endpoint unique gets me frustrated. A life's like this and you fall when I call, there's a diff, and you give me a really weird error message. Honestly, just promise me I'm never gonna find you breaking. No. Yeah. I know. It's like Avril Lavigne said. APIs are just really complicated, Greg.
Well-known developer advocate Avril Lavigne, yes, does say that all the time. I do feel like this is not the last song, is it?
This is not the last song, no.
All right, I'm going to power through. Okay, so at ReadMe, we don't see docs as just documentation. We see it as the UI, the UX for your API. It shouldn't be a bunch of paragraphs that you just throw over the wall to your developers and let them figure out. We want to build tools that make it so that you can connect with your developers, the people who build on top of your API. If they get stuck, we want you to be able to help them. If they can't figure things out, we want them to be able to figure out themselves, debug, be interactive, play around with it. I learned to program via physical books back in the day, O'Reilly books, and documentation moved online, but it hasn't really changed that much. It was still mostly text-based these days. It's structured like a book. There's like chapters or sections and paragraphs and pages and things like that. You can't repeat things, in a book you can't repeat things because you only have a book, you don't want to waste pages. And you don't know who's doing the reading, so you can't tailor the content to each individual person. You have to tailor it to absolutely everyone who could be reading it. And you can't let people play around, experiment, copy and paste. Experiment, I said that already. But we do believe in better documentation. We believe that documentation shouldn't be static, but it should be interactive. Got a song for that one?
Why, yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Did you say interactive, Greg?
I did indeed.
I'm an API in an API world. My docs aren't static, they're interactive. Visit us again We'll show you different content. Life's fantastic when interactive. Yeah. Ooh, that's right, Greg. This is an API's world, and we're just living in it.
All right. Well, thank you, Pat, so much for the musical interludes. So first up, we're going to have CC Stahlsmith talk. She's going to be talking about...
Wait, Greg.
Yes?
I've got like 5 minutes of song parodies left to go. No, we do.
I'll give you 30 seconds.
30 seconds. I can work with that.
Okay.
Hit it, Hash. APIs, it's now or never. But I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live with APIs. And can you feel my API? It is where we are. It's enough for that wide-eyed developer that we got this far. Oh, let's pick it up. Whether you're in beta or sharing lots of data, you're an API. Feeling kind of stressful when you're trying to be restful, you're an API. API. We're not done yet, Greg. Ooh, slow it down. Time for APIs. Application programming interface. That's what API stands for. Oh, I love APIs. APIs can fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow will be gone. APIs can fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow will be gone. All right, let's take it home.
All right, one more?
Just one more,
okay.
From the heart. APIs ain't nothing but a heartache. APIs, how applications integrate. APIs, enjoy our conference, hope you stay. And welcome to the mixtape. Yeah, I want that mixtape.
All right, thank you, Pat. Thank you, Hash.
Thank you very much.
API Mixtape Volume 3. Woo! Let's go.